There's a bus that leaves the old market square in a small town every night at exactly 9:47 p.m. Most people don't notice it. It's not fast, it's not clean, and the seats are torn in more places than they're whole. But for one man, that bus was the only thing standing between him and giving up completely. His name was Elias. Elias was 28 years old when his world fell apart. Not in one dramatic moment, but slowly, the way a roof leaks before anyone notices the ceiling is rotting. He'd lost his job at the factory 8 months earlier when the company moved production overseas. He'd spent his savings in the first 3 months, telling himself it was temporary. Then he spent his pride in the next 3, applying for jobs he was overqualified for, jobs he was underqualified for, jobs that never called back at all. By month 7, he was riding that 9:47 bus every night, not because he had somewhere to go, but because it was warm, and it gave him 90 minutes where no one expected anything from him. One night, an old woman sat down next to him. She had flour on her sleeves and the tired eyes of someone who'd worked since sunrise. She noticed the folder in his lap, the one stuffed with rejected applications, and she asked him a simple question. What are you trying to build? Not, what job are you looking for? Not, what happened to you? She asked what he was trying to build. Elias didn't have an answer. He'd spent so long trying to get back what he lost that he'd never once asked himself what he actually wanted to create. Pause. That question followed him home. It followed him to bed. It was still there when he woke up. So he did something strange. Instead of opening another job site the next morning, he opened a blank notebook. At the top of the page, he wrote, "What am I trying to build?" He sat there for 2 hours and wrote nothing else. Here's the truth nobody tells you about hitting rock bottom. It doesn't announce itself with a lightning bolt of clarity. It's quiet. It's confusing. Most days, it just feels like nothing. Elias didn't have a breakthrough that morning. He had a blank page and a question he couldn't answer. But he kept showing up to that blank page. Every single day. 3 weeks in, he wrote one honest sentence. I always wanted to fix things with my hands, not just clock in and clock out. That was it. That was the whole insight. Not a business plan. Not a 5-year vision. Just one true sentence about who he actually was, buried under 8 months of rejection letters. He started small. He fixed a neighbor's broken fence for free, just to remember what it felt like to finish something. Then he fixed a squeaky door for the woman 2 houses down. Word spread the way it does in small towns, slowly, then all at once. Within 2 months, he had more small repair jobs than he could finish alone. He wasn't rich. He wasn't famous. Nobody was writing articles about him. But every night, when he sat down, he was tired in a completely different way than before, tired from building something, not tired from being rejected by everything. This is the part of the story most people skip past, because it isn't dramatic enough. There was no single moment where Elias made it. There was no viral video, no lottery ticket, no stranger who handed him a check. What there was, instead, was this: he kept showing up to a small, honest question, day after day, long after it felt pointless. And slowly, the way a roof leaks before anyone notices, his life stopped falling apart and started rebuilding itself. A year later, Elias had 3 people working with him. He'd fixed over 400 things in that town: fences, doors, roofs, water heaters, a church bell that hadn't rung properly in a decade. He still rode that same bus sometimes, but now it was because he liked the quiet, not because he had nowhere else to be. One evening, the old woman with flour on her sleeves got on the bus again. She didn't recognize him at first. He looked different, steadier somehow. When she realized who he was, she asked him the same question, half joking this time. So, what did you end up building? Elias smiled and said, I'm still building it. I don't think that question ever really gets answered. You just keep working on it. Here's what I want you to take from Elias's story, whoever you are, wherever you're listening from tonight. You do not need a perfect plan to start rebuilding your life. You do not need clarity, or confidence, or a guarantee that things will work out. What you need is one honest question, and the willingness to sit with it even when it feels like nothing is happening. Rock bottom is not a place where lightning strikes and suddenly everything makes sense. Rock bottom is a blank page. And the people who come back from it are not the ones who wait for inspiration. They're the ones who show up to that blank page anyway, day after day, long after it stops feeling meaningful. Maybe you're riding your own version of that 9:47 bus right now. Maybe you're not lost because your life fell apart in one dramatic moment, but because it's been leaking quietly for months, and nobody around you has noticed. If that's you, I want you to ask yourself the same question that changed everything for Elias. What am I trying to build? Not what you lost. Not what you're trying to get back. not what everyone else expects from you. What are you trying to build? You don't need the full answer today. Elias didn't have it either. He just had one sentence, buried under months of noise, waiting to be written down. Write it down. Even if it's messy. Even if it's small. Even if it feels embarrassing compared to where you think you should be by now. Because the truth is, nobody rebuilds their life all at once. They rebuild it one honest sentence, one small fixed thing, one quiet decision at a time, long after anyone's watching, long before anyone believes in them. So tonight, if you take nothing else from this story, take this. You are not behind. You are not too late. You are not broken beyond repair. You are simply standing at the blank page, holding the pen. Pick it up. Write one true sentence. And tomorrow, show up and write another. That's how every single rebuild in history has ever started. Quietly. Honestly. One sentence at a time. If this story meant something to you tonight, stay a little longer. Share it with someone who's riding their own version of that late-night bus. And when you're ready,